ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. I am always bothered by, or intrigued is a better word, by certain narratives in the Bible. And every time that I reread something, I somehow understand it from a different point of view. I want to go back to the beginning of everything. God placed Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. What did God say? Well, you're here to enjoy yourself. You're here, it said, really to work at it and to keep it, to watch over it. You can eat anything you want in this garden, except for one thing. What shouldn't you eat? The fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. My question is, why place that tree there altogether? Why should there be a prohibition for some reason? Maybe I thought to myself, this was a way of God telling the human being, I want you to know that this garden is really mine. I created it. I placed you here, and I am the one that set the rules. There's a rule, you shouldn't do that, whatever that should be. I remember in the city of New York, there's a place called Rockefeller Center that has many enormous buildings, and there are streets that run through Rockefeller Center that really are part of Rockefeller Center. They are private streets. However, Rockefeller Center permits everyone to travel through those streets. But once a year, they close off a street to show that this street is really mine. I let you travel through it the rest of the year because it's convenient for everybody, but I want you to know that it's mine. Maybe that's the reason why God said, you can have everything you want, but one tree, no, because this will show you that I am the one that sets the rules. Maybe, I'm not sure. But what is maybe a different reason? A different viewpoint. Why is there sickness in this world? Why is it difficult to do things? Why was Adam and Eve expelled from the Garden of Eden? God knows everything. Didn't he know that if you place a tree and you tell them, don't do that, first thing they will do is give it a try. This is maybe part of human nature, and they were expelled from the Garden of Eden. Was that an accident that they were expelled from the Garden of Eden? Or was that done on purpose? I want to argue that it was done on purpose. There was an experiment. God made an experiment. I created a human being, but I gave him freedom of will. He can do whatever he wants, and I'm not going to control that. He is going to do whatever he wants. So what did the human being do? He disobeyed. So God said to himself, this doesn't work. Man disobeys. So therefore, I'm going to get him out. But why didn't God create a world where trees flourish anyway? Where everything is wonderful, you don't have to do anything. There is no snow in certain parts of the earth, so you can live very well. As a matter of fact, it should be always between 70 and 80 degrees. Why should it be below zero? The entire world should have a climate that is very good for everybody. You don't have to work. Why do you have to plant trees? Trees grow by themselves. Cattle, they will feed themselves. You can do whatever you want. You can just sit down and have a siesta every day. You don't have to do anything. Maybe it's to show us that the idea of a Garden of Eden doesn't work. Man needs challenge. If he lives in a Garden of Eden where he just picks the fruits and he has nothing to do really, eventually he goes the wrong way. Man needs a challenge. You know how we learn? By mistakes. You know how we learn? By working at something, realizing what is not the right way and doing it better, and then you become more. When you do something with your own hands, you appreciate it altogether different. Some people say that inherited money is the best. Inherited wealth is the best. Is it really? Isn't it better if you're able to progress yourself and to develop something? Isn't it better when you can create something? Isn't it better? I can imagine a carpenter. After he finishes a piece of furniture, he admires it, he looks at it. I remember one of my teachers once said that Michelangelo, after he made this enormous statue of Moses, that by the way has horns, Moses has horns. Why does it have horns? Because of a misinterpretation of the Hebrew original. The word Karen really means a ray in Hebrew also, and he thought it means a horn, that Moses had horns. According to my teacher, Michelangelo, after he finished the statue, took a couple of steps back and exclaimed, "Why don't you speak?" He felt so enamored of what he had done. He felt there was such a creation. He felt it should have life also. He was very proud, Michelangelo, of what he did. One of the comics usually says that Michelangelo took, 30 years, to do the Sistine Chapel. He says, you should use a roller. You don't have to use a brush. A roller doesn't much fast. That's a joke. But can you imagine Michelangelo, after all the years painting the Sistine Chapel, what he felt to this day? People admire that work. What we do with our own hands, the creation of our minds, the music that we write, the songs that we sing, that is what really gives us tremendous satisfaction, not what we received. Maybe some people think that inherited wealth is the best. I don't think so. I think that what you do with your own hands has much greater impact. It changes you, because in order to do it, you have to develop certain skills. You have to think. You have to do things that make you a better human being. Maybe what God was trying to tell us with the Garden of Eden. Okay, you people want to live great. You don't want to work at all. Okay, I'll place the first couple in the Garden of Eden. Take a look at what happens. At the first opportunity, there's a mistake already. You see, you need something that is the result of your own efforts. So if you work hard, if you feel that life is really not fair to you, that you have to get up early in the morning, you have to remember that each action that you take, that everything that you read, everything that you do, changes you, makes you a better human being. The things that come automatically, for which you don't work, just don't leave any kind of memory. Everything that you do leaves a footprint on you. I remember once reading about a Hasidic rabbi, a Hasidic rabbi, who said the following, that when he receives a petition from somebody to say a prayer for the health of somebody, there is a footprint in his heart, a lesion in his heart that is created. Each and every one of these prayers has an effect on him. And as when he tries to communicate to God the pain of somebody else, he tries to have empathy, feels the pain of another one. So remember, easy come, easy go. There is no gain without pain in this world. It's what you do, the hard work that you do, that leaves the greatest footprint on your own self, and you become a better human being thereby.